So setting out, survey, a topic found in civil and building engineering, either it's a diploma or a degree course. The table below shows changes and reduced levels taken by a quantity surveyor for setting out a drain if the invented level at 10 meters is if the invented level at 10 meters is 598.92 meters and the drain rises at a gradient of 1 into 200 from the changes of 10 meters to 76 meters. So it rises, so there we're going to see a difference, so we are going to use a positive. And then the first question, calculate levels at all chain edges. So calculate levels at all chain edges. Then the second, the height of site rails at 10 meters, 30 meters, and the last 76 meters if the boring road is 2 meters long. So the boring road is 2 meters long. So the boring road, that is the tool used, or like a gauging rod. So then our third, so the depth to be excavated at all the chain edges. So we are going to know the depth of where our excavation will take place. So the table there, we have the column for chain edge in meters and the reduced levels. So our chain edge rises from 10 meters to 72. Then we'll have ground reduced levels. So they reduce, then to a certain level they rise. Our solution. So we start by calculating the invent level at all the chain edges. We are going to start with the first one. So we are going to use the ground reduced level plus the rising gradient, that is 1 into 200, then times the distance, and the distance from the 20 meter to the 10 meter, there will have a 10 meter interval. Then the same we are going to do for the second chain edge, but here our distance changes because we are moving from 10 to 30, so we'll have a difference of 20 there. Then the other, so we are going to do the same to all of them, calculating the difference in the interval of the chain edges in meters, and we are going to multiply it by the rising gradient. So that's why we are adding 1 over 200, then plus the ground reduced level at our first. So that is the invent level you are using there. So the invent level at the first chain edge. So it is the invent level we are dealing with. So the invent level, so that's the level there below. So the invent level can be below or top depending on where we are measuring or where we are digging. So it can be a flat area, a slope, or even a mountain. So the difference in the invent level changes there. So we calculate the second, so the height of the site rails at 10 meters. So we are going to use the difference in the ground level and the invent level. So our difference in the ground level and the invent level is going to give us the difference of the ground from where we are excavating, and the difference will be 0.92. The 0.92 is the difference between the ground and the invent, but here we are required to find the height of the side rail, and the side rail are the side rails where we are where we are setting our ground from. So by minusing the boring rod, we are going to find how tall our site rail is. So the boring rod is a marker coming from the site rail to the bottom of the trench, and the difference of the boring rod to that of the difference in the interval and the ground level will going to determine where our site rails are. So that is the site rail for the 10 meter. Then also for the 30 meter, we are going to use the ground level at the table there. So for the 30 meter minus the invent level that we had calculated in Roman 1, and the difference in the two, we are going to subtract it to the boring rod, which is 2 meter long, and we get our answer. So we'll do the same for the last, the 76 meter. We are going to have the difference in the ground level and the invent level. Then the difference, you are going to subtract the boring rod, and that difference is going to give us the height of the side rail. So our last question, we are supposed to calculate the depth of the excavated, so the depth of the excavation. So at the 10 meter mark of the chainage, we are using, so we are going to minus the ground level minus the invent level that we had been given there earlier, and we get a difference of 1. So we are going to excavate there 1 meter. Then for the 20 meter mark, we are going to have the ground level minus the invent, and we are going to have a 0.75. The same will do to the 30th chainage. So we are going to find the difference in the ground levels to those of the invent level, and that difference is going to give us the depth in which you are going to excavate in order to lay. So you can either lay a sewer line, a pipeline, so it's a drain, the depth there. So you can notice up to the mark where we have, so we were falling, then the excavated distance is starting to rise, as you can see there. So the difference in the ground and the invent level, so we are falling and we have a rising there, so we have a small rising there, but that has no much impact. So the only thing that you need to make sure you grasp is that the difference in the ground level and the invent level will give you the depth of excavation. So that will be all. Subscribe and like.